Hey yo, who are you sick of seeing pop up in your social media feeds with a random video every day? Dun, 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 dun. Dyze, who you're sick of showing up in your random social media feeds with a video every single day. What is the word, peeps? What goes on? Jay Porks here. We're back with another video in the hashtag stay at home, hashtag COVIDeo series. That's right, a lot of people have been told to stay home. So you're looking for things to do. I'm here to give you 20 minutes a day at least of something to do. And that's to sit here, tell me I'm stupid, watch me pronounce words in a funny way that you find entertaining, whatever the case may be. But also heed my message, which is this: wash your hands, don't take in false information about the virus. Just be careful. And if you don't have to leave your house, don't leave your house. And if you do leave your house, exercise caution and wash your hands often. And if you feel sick, don't go near anybody. And don't contaminate people. It's not about you. This isn't like, oh, well, I don't mind being sick. It's not about you. This is not even, it's about you infecting other people. So please be advised to adhere to the CDC's warnings. They've got warnings. They've got, under this video on YouTube, you'll be able to click something that says, it says cdc.gov guidelines. You should adhere to them. And I don't know why something is opening up right now on my desktop, but nevertheless, I do not want this to be the Joe Rogan experience. I don't strive to be that at all. Anyhow, Dyze in Your House is a podcast I host every weekend. You can get it on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Dyze in Your House. Now, the things you'll be getting there are more in-depth on the issues, probably more screaming, more passion, and better sound quality. I use an actual microphone, a good one, that I paid for with my hard-earned money, that I worked for, and when I work and when I'm home, the views and opinions, I wash my hands. But don't touch your face. See how I'm a face toucher? You can't do that. I don't have health insurance. Every time I touch my face, I'm playing Russian roulette with my life. Okay, so everyone needs to relax and just adhere to the guidelines, and the faster we can get past this, the faster we move past this, the faster we can get back to a somewhat normal life. Speaking of something that wants to go back to normal life, every day, this is day 8, Charlie's been here, taking in the full effect of every episode, every video edition of the Dyze in Your House COVIDeo series. So I've been keeping you company. He's also keeping you company. Look at him. What's he doing? He's washing his hands. That's right. Even my cat is adhering to the warnings of the CDC. He's staying clean. He's staying healthy. And he's staying home. Don't get it wrong. I don't like being here. I don't want to stay home. I walked to the store a little while ago. Being home is not, it's not it, as the kids would say. It's not it at all. So I don't want to be here. I'd rather be working. The views and opinions expressed on my podcast are that of my own and not that of my employer. But I'm just saying, I would like the world to be normal. I wish our government had a department in place that was compiled of nothing but researchers and doctors and scientists who would study things like infectious disease and just prepare, maybe some sort of global pandemic task force or something like that. Just to prepare for what if scenarios. That's what competent leadership does. It makes sure that less people die when stuff like this happens. When stuff that you didn't know was going to come through actually happens. Now, if you had that department in place. Nobody is saying that fewer people, nobody's saying that people wouldn't be dead, but fewer people would be dead. That's a fact. And it's irresponsible, it's reckless, and it's dangerous to disband the department of the government that would have foreseen a little bit of this coming, would have warned some people, would have given out guidelines. Hey, maybe if we were it's not actually social distancing, it's physical distancing, because we're still being social. I'm being social with you right now, sharing this video on YouTube. You don't want to not be social, you just don't want to go near people. Therefore, physical distancing is actually what it is. But you have to just, remember that there used to be a part of the government that did that. And that department was defunded and disbanded. And we also have a Space Force. So, I'm not saying one is a direct correlation of the other, but I'm saying if you're preparing for what-if scenarios, wouldn't you rather have doctors, researchers, and scientists looking at this? Or would you rather have a bunch of astronauts saying maybe aliens will attack us from space that we have to be prepared for? And this is why getting healthy is very important, because we have to get out in November and save our country by voting Democrat down the ticket. So we can make sure we can have a backup plan for in case the Russians do this again and ruin the general again. If you just go and we all vote Democrat down the line, we can get our country back in order. And then we can entertain everybody's third-party politics and everybody's gripes and dilemmas and all of that stuff. But right now, the death rate is rising. And the U.S., if you look at all the charts, the U.S. is not doing good. The United States is not on a good pace right now. I mean, we're at we're at a good pace if you want people dead. I mean, but if you don't want people dead, it's not looking good. The line is narrow, very, very steep up. And that's a problem for us in the coming weeks. So this is day 8 of the video series. So that means I've been off of work for 9 days. I don't know anything. I'm just waiting to hear what Cuomo has to say. He's giving daily briefings. Right now, actually, as this is... Chewy just sent me an email. I know what that means. They're going to say that my lid is not coming. Chewy sent me an email. They're going to say due to overwhelming demand and people stocking up because of Corona, that your litter is going to be late. I'm sorry, buddy. It sucks. So I don't know, and right now, as this is being recorded, the Senate is mulling over a bill, some sort of bailout for, allegedly everybody. We don't know anything about that because the bill's been revised so much. And all I know is that the first version of the bill that was voted down, the first version of the bill it was basically what amounted to a slush fund for companies that Trump likes. Companies that, donate to Republican things. Those companies would be able to get money, and they wouldn't have to disclose which companies got this money until after the election. So it was totally ridiculous. So I don't know what version of the bill we're on now. I'm just saying that allegedly it's supposed to be less like that and more helping everyday Americans. We will see. These videos have been taking a long time to process. Not necessarily uploading. Uploading takes 5 minutes from my phone. But then, I don't know, the processing usually takes so long, and I don't know why. So, by the time this video comes out, this whole minute of discussion about the bill might be moot. The bill might be shot down. The bill might be passed with flying colors. The bill might be a loss for everybody. We don't know. We'll see. Right now, a lot of things are... If there's one thing we could be sure of, it's that you can't be sure of anything. And I'm starting to get scared. Not, about dying. Starting to get scared about, work and hopefully, all of them. Hopefully, we can just get a grip on this. I'm not saying a miracle is gonna pop out, but maybe like there's a way that we can figure this out. I don't know. Now, yesterday I was saying maybe like Madison Square Garden could be used as a hospital. Governor Cuomo turned that down. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing that he turned it down. I'm not saying it's a good thing he turned it down. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked at the semantics of it. So there's that. New York is in, what's today? Tuesday. This is day 2 of New York State's stay-at-home, shelter-in-place procedures. This is only day 2 of New York State's. We didn't get out ahead of this fast enough. And that's a result of a direct lack of leadership. Leadership that would rather say, fuck democracy, let's move more towards fascism. Because when you don't act on something early, and then you end up where states have to close that lockdown, per se, and then states have to say, well, if you people don't listen, we're going to send the police out there. And then you have police telling people to go home. That sounds a lot like fascism. Hey Google, what is fascism?
According to Wikipedia, fascism is a form of far-right, authoritarian ultranationalism characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition, and strong regimentation of society and of the economy, which came to prominence in early 20th century Europe.
Yeah, that's not a thing that we pine for here in America. It's that simple. We don't strive to be that. The economy is not supposed to be regulated, not supposed to be like, the leader's friends, do the best. Rich people, do good. Stock market equals the economy. It's not. The stock market was carrying the economy. That might be true because people were spending money. But then when you take that out of the mix, what happens? Death to the economy. Possible unemployment rate north of 20%. We're talking Great Depression levels. And the only thing that might save this is to figure out a way of do some sort of massive job replacement. Like, remember FDR? Remember FDR? When I was a kid? No, but I think it was FDR. It better be FDR because I'm going to get trolled on. Didn't FDR had to create a whole bunch of new jobs? Help Americans, I'm sure there was something. Yeah, that was FDR time. Anyway. We're going to have to create a whole bunch of jobs that help in recovering this country. We're going to have to invest, not just in people. We are going to have to invest in people to help them get off their feet. We are going to have to invest in healthcare to make sure that we don't run out of supplies and run out of beds, and make sure they, nurses and healthcare workers are well compensated for this because they are doing the Lord's work right now. But we also need to set ourselves up for success in the future. Imagine if I had a Poland Springs sponsorship. That'd be dope. But I don't. I think Charlie's really mad about his food. So in November, when we vote Democrat, what we are doing is we are making sure that we have more competent leadership at the top to have a team in place. This is a situation room type deal here. With this many Americans dying at this fast a rate, or this many Americans getting sick at this fast a rate, and that many people dying, this needs to be in the situation room. You don't use the Situation Room to fire Omarosa. You use the Situation Room to deal with things like this. You have experts come in. And there's a video circulating Twitter to Ron Klain explaining, Corona and Ebola and stuff like that, explaining social distancing, I guess. It's put out by the Biden campaign. I suggest you check it out. I'm sure Biden's going to have a teleconference today or something. Again, this video is already going to be out after that happens. So I don't know what that's going to be. But things have changed, and you see, things are different, man. When you look on TV and everybody, and Sports Center and the hosts are at home, like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And yeah, maybe, possibly tomorrow we'll talk about, like, if you want to binge some TV shows, I'll make some suggestions for you of how to kill some time, because that's all it's about right now. Kill some time. Stay healthy and kill time. Keep washing your hands. If you need to go out, if you're an essential worker, you need to be careful. Don't go near people. 6 feet. Don't touch things, and if you do, don't touch your face. And wash your hands, and just don't touch your face anyway. And don't touch things anyway. Why would you touch things? That's stupid. Touching things is dumb. If by the 2020 rules of Me Too apply, then you need consent to touch things. And inanimate objects cannot give you consent. And not giving consent is the same as no. It's not like a non-no means yes. No, it doesn't. It means no. So don't touch things. What happened? My computer shut off. That's a shame. It was providing me with lighting. Was that like the cue, like, ding ding, it's time to end? I think that's what that was. That's a shame. Try to get this back up. Here we go. Bang, And Jay said, let there be light. And there was. And it was good. I really wish these videos were getting out to you faster. But you know what you could do? I'm probably going to add them all to a play, or I'm just going to combine them all into one video. And it'll be a good morph into how the week went. It's not going well. I'm not a home person. I said this already. Also, doing these videos every day, I'm losing track of what I actually am saying to you, and what I'm saying, what I'm tweeting, and what I'm saying at the beginning of the video versus the end of the video. With my podcast, I have notes. I'm screaming, ba 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 ba. I'm ready. This is sort of like off the cuff. But again, just reminding you, you should stay home. If you can. If your job has said, hey, stay home. I know it sucks. I know the homeschool virtual thing is not it either. But the more we clamp down on leaving the house and spreading this disease to each other, the more of a chance we have to be back to normal faster. And I'm not talking about normal. We may not actually ever get back to normal. And I don't know if you remember, but I've said numerous times, one of the lines that you'll hear on Dyze in Your House every week, or every other week, you'll hear it. This is not only not normal, but none of this is normal. Like this whole presidency is not normal. This whole fascist regime is not normal. And we can't accept it as normal. But we may, and we're not sure yet, we may be at a point where we don't get back to normal. And look where we are now. Global pandemic might change the way we behave forever. All because of a lack of leadership at the top. Vote blue in November. That's the reason to live. To save your country. This is your fight. Stop being a whiny little bitch about it. November 3rd, 2020, we fix this country. Vote-in ballot, mail-in ballots, whatever it is. I don't care how, we do. J-Porks, Dyze in your house. Exclusively on Least Coast Radio. Check the SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Dyze in your house, patreon.com/J-Porks. Check it tomorrow. Follow me on Twitter at J-Porks, and follow me on Instagram at Dyze in your house. Till next time, me, signing off for Charlie. Look at him. Look at that snaggletooth. Signing off, Charlie. J-Porks, Dyze in your house, exclusively on Least Coast Radio.